Come on, OBS. Come on, girl.
You can do it.
You know what okay, there we go. Hi, everyone. It is Ashley here from the community team here at Tiltify. I am the community manager. I do all things community and chatting with amazing creators in our community and that do so much good with our platform. And we are chatting with Butter. How are
Hi.
you, Butter?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to have you here today.
I'm
And thank you
happy
for
to be
having me.
here.
Oh, no, I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here.
And, it was your first time using our platform this year, and I can't wait to hear all about your experience. I think you fundraised twice now so far.
I've done 2 month-long events and I've done
Mm.
one shorter, like week-long event. So 3 times. But yeah,
3 times. Look at
first
you.
time
You're
using it.
you're
Yeah, I was
professional.
inspired. I was inspired by you as a charity streamer to
Oh,
like do
oh,
more and give back and all that.
oh, I'm happy to inspire you to do good. That's why I'm here, I think
Yeah.
that's why we Tiltify, right? Inspire
Yes.
creators to do good
Exactly.
and
Hmm.
make sure you have a good experience doing it. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Of
But
course.
let's start a round of introduction to you. We want to learn a little bit about you and please introduce your pronouns and talk about your content creation journey.
Sounds good. Hi, I am Butter. I use any pronouns. I've been streaming on Twitch since about 2018, like really early 2018. I've taken a big break in 2019, but I came back at this basically right in the middle of 2020. I've been at it like full-time streaming since 2020 in June, and it was kind of a funny story because I was like not doing very consistent streaming, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I need to get back to it because I had gone through like just a really like bad depressive episode.
Yeah.
Um, I had like a big like accident happen in my life, and it just like it knocked me down a notch, and that's why I took such a long time off. It was about like April 2019 until June 2020, and I picked it back up. I was like, I really want to do this. It's fun, it's great, the connections with people, everything like that. I really value like connecting with people. So I picked it up and I said, for Pride Month, I'm gonna do like every day. I'm gonna stream like every day and get myself back into it. And I've like not stopped since. And I'm having so much fun with it. And I've tried so many new things like charity streaming. I never anticipated how much my reach could be, how broad it could be, how wide it could be, and it's been so fantastic to be back at it. Um, yeah.
And it's so lovely having queer representation, on
Yes.
Twitch, especially, and just within this industry. And I think you're doing an amazing job cultivating a community that welcomes everyone. And you are just yourself and you allow your community to be their self. And that's so powerful and so inspiring to me and to other creators, I'm sure,
Thank
even
you.
new members that you have that are probably going to start streaming too. You're inspiring them to start up. And
There are so many of us that stream now. Like it's
Mhm.
great to have like a lot of people that you know as streamers in addition to viewers. Like viewers are streamers, streamers are viewers. It's
Mhm.
community, it's supporting one another mutually, definitely. Um yeah, no, it's fantastic having that.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, and it's awesome that you came back to streaming because you're doing so much good with your platform. So thank you for being a part of the Tiltify community and using our platform. We really appreciate it. We're so happy to have this chat today. So let's dive into your experience using our platform for the first time. Can you tell us all about that?
Yeah, honestly, I was afraid at first because I was like, this seems like a lot. Like this seems like it's so many things to do and a lot of things to set up, but as soon as I actually did it, the, the first time I used it, it was literally on a whim. I was like, it was during I'm trying to remember the details, but it was back in March or April, and it was when the shooting happened in Georgia, and that targeted Asian women. And I was like, wow, like that was a really terrible thing, and there was a lot of really, really bad takes on the internet. There was a lot of like terrible things being said about it, and biggest thing was that there was people who were hurt, who were needing support, who were needing all types of like help and like funding. Um, and so I did stop AAPI hate just literally on a whim. I was like, let's do this. I'm going to do my very first charity stream. I want to try to help out. I want to do something about it. And it exploded, like actually exploded in the span of like a week. We had fundraised like over $1,000. And I was like, I set the goal at $100. And I was like, people were so giving, people were so like mindful of those. And when you dip your toe into charity streaming, you were reminded so much of the generosity of those around you, and you see the positive in like everything about people, and it gives you a lot of hope. It really does. And seeing people like you know, you put incentives onto your stream, and how many people are like, "Oh, you don't have to worry about incentives. I just want to give. I just want to be helpful. I just want to like put my money where my mouth is. I want to put money into this." And so all of that hesitation, all of that like kind of like fear about what if I do it wrong? What if I'm not that good at it? I'm like, this isn't about me. Like obviously it's not about me. I'm just like the catalyst. I'm the conduit to help, right? So like
But yeah,
even if I'm, you know, a little alert doesn't work, or, you know, maybe I'm forgetting to do an incentive or something like that, it's like, you're fine because people just want to help. And it was like such a positive experience from like going from like 0 to 100 in the span of like just a couple hours. Cause it was just a couple hours before my stream. I was like, let's do this. Let's ride, you know?
yeah,
And I had so much fun with it.
that's awesome. And I'm sure your community supported you with your first fundraiser because of how strong you feel about these events that are happening over the world. And you
Hmm.
voice about that a lot within your content, I'm sure. And that's so important. When you are a creator and you're fundraising, you have to share your why you are fundraising for that cause and why you are doing
Hmm.
it, and to get your community involved and riled up. And it's so fun when I'm
It
doing my
is.
next charity stream. I'm like, oh, we're going to support Black girls code because Black girls deserve technology. They deserve to be in that industry, and they need help. They don't have the privilege like others to be in that industry. So
Hmm.
that's how you get your community riled up, and I love that you do that. And can you give us like examples of how you do engage your community with organizations you're going to fundraise for?
Um, how do I organize? That's it. Can you phrase the question
No, yeah,
another
you're
way?
fine. Yeah. How do you pump up your community to get ready for your charity fundraisers?
How do I pump them up? You know,
Yeah. And get
it's
them
funny.
involved.
I feel like everyone arrives at 100. You know what I mean? Like they're ready to go. I say, "Hey, this is something I feel passionate about. This is something that I know you guys feel passionate about. This is something that we're not talking about like as a one-off topic." You know what I mean? It's keeping an ongoing dialogue about those who need help, those who are, you know, less fortunate, those who, in every sense of the word, just need a pick me up. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I want to talk about topics not just because they're something that everyone's talking about right now, that it's on social media. I want to keep that like momentum going about, hey, you know, these are people who need um these are I don't have the words 100%. But it's honestly about keeping momentum going. It's about talking about it constantly and not dropping the topic when it's no longer trendy or a hashtag
Yeah.
on
And
Twitter or
always
anything.
supporting those underrepresented communities.
Exactly.
And you're in that community. You're in multiple communities,
I
that are
yes.
underrepresented. So That's why you always talk about it, because it's important 24/7. It's not just important during Pride Month. It's not just important during Black History Month. It's not just important during Asian Heritage and all that, you know? So
Yeah.
I totally get that. And I love that about you, because you don't see that often in this industry. You know, they only talk about it when it's popular, especially with Black trauma, when it's happening. That's when all the creators talk about it. But, you know, neither here nor
Yeah.
there. You're doing a good job with that. And again, it's just inspiring, because you don't see people doing that on a day to day. When it's only you doing it, you're like, okay, I'm just rambling and rambling. But when your peers are also supporting important causes, it's really, really important. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. To like kind of touch on that, it is about engaging. Like a really important thing that you said was engaging with people not just when they're going through trauma, engaging
Mhm.
with people in the best parts and the happiest parts of their journey and their content creation, supporting other people who are, going through something maybe not exactly the same as you, but something
Mhm.
similar. Because in
Correct.
some way, everyone has something that makes them unique, makes them different, makes them feel othered, right? Pretty much everyone feels othered in some way, and it's
Yeah.
understanding. You don't have to understand them, but you can still sympathize and you can empathize with what they're going through, and obviously pick them up when they're down. Pick them up, pick up communities, not just individuals, uplift
Correct.
communities,
Hmm.
but uplift them not just when they're, you know, getting hate, when they're getting pushed down and punched down upon. Like uplift them at all times. Engage with someone's content. We're so afraid these days to like give someone a like, give someone a retweet, give them an engagement because oh, that person's doing better than me. Oh, they don't need it. It's like if you like something, like it. Engage
Exactly.
with it. Have some fun. Like have some fun.
Pick
I
a
mean,
couple
you
engage, you know.
yeah, it's free 99. It's
Free
free
99.
99. Absolutely. Do it, engage with it. And uh, just to like go back to a little bit, you said I'm part of a couple communities. I'm non-binary. I exist outside of, you know, gender. I don't apply that to myself, and I can understand how I still look a certain way and how people are going to perceive me. People still perceive me as someone who's masculine, someone who may identify as a man, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, that's not me. But I can understand how that means people are more willing to listen to me. People are more willing to listen to certain voices, especially being white too. And what platform that gives me, that makes it so applicable. What I say matters even more, that I'm not
Right.
speaking over others, that I'm speaking what they're saying, amplifying what they're saying, and giving credit where it's due too. That's an important. There's so much wrapped up in it, and
Yes.
like I'm obviously not the first person to ever say that, and I'm gonna say I'm not the first person to say that,
Mhm.
but I need to recognize what I can do because of what privileges I've been born into in this world, you know?
Yes, and again, you're doing a great job at it, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Use your
You're
privilege.
wonderful.
I always tell people to use your privilege. If you really want to uplift our voices, you have to use your privilege. Okay, it's super important, and
Mhm.
that's number one, because we don't have any sort of a privilege. I'm a double whammy. I'm black and I'm a woman, so
Mhm.
really need our friends and our peers to uplift us and
Mhm.
amplify our content as much as possible, and brands, these big
Yeah,
brand companies. So, but
exactly.
I appreciate you, Butter. Thank you so much.
I
And
appreciate you.
I, yeah, and I wanted to ask, like, what made you choose the other charities that you fundraise for, which were St. Jude, correct? and
Yes.
it was another cause you fundraised for. What made you want to choose those causes?
I did, oh, there was 2 different names. Unified for Pride or United for Pride. It went by those,
Unified.
and I
Yep.
specifically chose the trans life. Uh, uh, I chose those because they're things that I mean, I see other people supporting it. You know, United for Pride. I'm like, oh yeah, this seems exciting. This seems something really awesome to get into. And for Pride Month, it made sense to do something because it was my like 1 year anniversary kind of like coming back to Twitch and streaming full time. So it made sense
Mhm.
to do something for that. And Trans Lifeline is something I really believe in. They fund peer to peer, which is um, like a discoverability uh, um, platform, and it uplifts trans um, people of color voices, or voices of color, I should say.
Love it.
And it's something I absolutely believe in. And I was like, you can choose to um, just do the collection of charities, or you can
Mhm.
choose to do a specific one. And I was like, this one is something that like actually I know about. I know about what they're doing. I can back that 100%,
Yeah.
and I can like put my like back into it, and support that. And I mean, for St. Jude, I did that because I saw you, and I saw the wonderful team that you fundraise with, Team Kitty. I saw all of y'all, and I was like, okay, this seems really cool. This seems like some awesome group of primarily femmes and women who want to like work together. And I was like, absolutely, absolutely. I'm like, that's me, as someone who's like very not like aligned with masculinity. I was like, this is a team of femmes and women. I want to
Mhm.
support that, and like not take a front spot, because there's so many wonderful leaders in that space, but I can support it, and I can, kind of funnel my energy into it. And I was uplifted myself in that, as someone who's brand new to charity streaming, as someone who's brand new to like St. Jude Play Live. I was like welcomed so much. I was pushed. I I was pushed, like I'm like, "Hey, I beat my goal." And they're like, "Raise it." I'm like, "Okay." Y'all were like, "We take this seriously." And it was so cool to have a team who takes it so seriously, but like not seriously like bad seriously. Like seriously, like we're doing good. We can do more. Like we're gonna
And
push
rooting for
ourselves.
each other. Yeah,
We're
make it.
rooting for each other. We're like uplifting each other. We're pushing each other to do what we know you can do. And it was such an amazing experience to be a part of, and like to just kind of like be pushed to your limit of you can do it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that was definitely a very fun event. I always feel more empowered and motivated to fundraise with a team and other people that are there for the same reason, doing good
Hmm.
to help these kids that are in need. It's so fun. And I'm glad you enjoyed it. And that was your first stage you play live and you
It
got your
was.
prizes on. Look at your
Yes.
2020 and your shirts.
I love
Yes.
it. It makes me feel like I'm a part of like doing something. And I mean, the shirt says like do it for more than bragging rights. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Exactly. Do it for more
Exactly.
than bragging rights, but like wear these with pride of you were part of something that means so
Hmm.
much, and did so much, like do it for more than the bragging rights. Know what you've done. Know that we did record breaking numbers this year,
Hmm.
and like
Keep
in the
hitting it.
middle of a pandemic.
Yeah. Isn't
Wow,
that insane?
that's
People being so
wild.
generous. Yeah. I love it. And I'm glad you had a good experience for your first play live. So thank you for sharing your thoughts on why you chose those causes to fundraise for. Thank you so much for that.
Of
And
course.
I wanted to go more into detail about what would attribute most to your success in fundraising for those causes.
Um, Community. Um, it sounds like obvious, and it's almost redundant to say it, but
Not at
I
all.
would I would not be where I am as a streamer, as a person, um, if I didn't have the community that I have. And it's a predominantly queer community of so many different types of people, so many different identities and uh, locations. I have people from across the world, some who are in the closet, some who are not in the closet, some who are able to be themselves, and some who are not. And they're still so strong to support each other as queer people and then support others as well. Like I absolutely 100% it's community. They're the driving force. I am energized by people. I'm very extroverted
Yes.
and I mean I have my introvert times, but I'm definitely extroverted and having those people around you and those voices supporting you and it's just that is the absolute number one driving force. That's
Mhm.
what makes me want to do what I do and do fun things and be funny and silly and all of these things all wrapped up into one. Because that's what to me charity streaming is having fun while doing something good.
Yep.
And it's
Exactly what it is.
a great like little intersection of like that, right?
Yeah. I love that. I love that so much. And oh, it's so sweet just seeing how you talk about your community and how you cultivated this space. You should be very proud of yourself. And
Thank you.
again, I know your community loves you and they're going to always support you in whatever you do and whatever causes you choose to fundraise for. And you're a full time caster now, so they're definitely
I
going to
am
be they're going to be around for a while. They're going to be a part
definitely.
for a bit. Yes, and I'm proud of you again. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
sharing a little bit about that and why you do things you do. So, thank you. And I wanted to ask you one last question.
Hmm.
If there's someone out there that wants to start their first fundraising stream, what advice would you give them from what you learned?
Um, Honestly, in the same kind of situation that I had, if you're not 100% sure, if you're afraid that you might mess things up or things might not go 100%, eh, that's life. Just do it.
Mhm.
If you
Yes.
want to do it, just do it. And that little hurdle, it seems so big, but once you get over it, it's like it's a little tiny little like mound behind you and it's nothing. You know, it's so insignificant once you get past it. And things can absolutely feel daunting, you know,
Mhm.
learning a new platform or website or how to set up things, but those come with time. You can absolutely set up just a couple things and kind of make it up as you go. Honestly, everyone who's in charity streaming who wants to fundraise and support um like amazing causes, they are there for that and they're there for supporting you as a caster to do as much as you can because it's a very community uh, building thing. You know, it's something that's so wrapped up with having fun, and that's really about it. No one's taking it that seriously, and if you
Exactly.
are, reprioritize.
Yes. Charity fundraising is supposed to be fun. Don't stress,
Hmm.
fundraising goals. If you don't raise any money, you still raised awareness with your community,
Yes.
and, within the industry, and that's fine. That's amazing. It's awareness they didn't have yesterday. And if you
Hmm.
don't hit your goal, if you raise $100 out of 500, that's $100 they didn't
That's
have.
$100.
That's a lot of money. Um,
Yeah.
You know, there's so many other organizations, you know, that provide food for youth. 100, no, I think $50 provides 500 meals for kids. So don't ever say that you don't
Yeah.
have an impact with your fundraising. You definitely do. So just want
Yeah.
to put out there.
Yeah. And a lot of people will want to fundraise, $100 is like a very standard goal to start with. And maybe someone doesn't get that immediately. Keep it going. I mean, I fundraised my first time just a couple days, and I was not 100% sure how much would happen. And you just got to kind of put your feelers out there. You put a number out there,
Yeah.
and whatever you do, the whole idea is the goal. That's an incentive. It's not the end post necessarily. You don't know what's going to happen, but even if you raise what, $1, $5, $10, $50, it's still going to do something because you are contributing to other people as well. You and other people group together, you're doing something. You're raising awareness, like you said, and awareness about a topic, it has so much value. People know the value that awareness has these days. Tweeting about it, talking about it, posting about it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. These are all such like useful platforms to be able to talk about things. If you have if you have like 5 followers on something, post about it. That's 5 more
Yes.
people who didn't know about it, you know?
Yeah, you never know who is going to see your post, or same with your stream, you know, even if
Mhm.
there's non-streamers in your chat, tell them to host your stream. Well, I don't stream. No one's going to come to my channel. You never know. Somebody might click your channel, okay?
You never know.
Post.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your insight on that. And I wanted to ask another one. I know I said the last question,
That's
but
okay.
I gotta know what's your, you know, your favorite features about Tiltify and why you like fundraising with us.
Um, Tiltify was super easy to pick up immediately. Like I was afraid that, oh, am I gonna put that in right or do that or
Mhm.
whichever? And it was super easy to pick up. I think my favorite thing is the ability to put in like for Unified for Pride, you gave me a couple assets that were created by Tiltify, and like that is a really fun thing. Like super cool to be able to put in like custom assets, custom things to be able to make your donation bar look really, really cool and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And like those fun things that make it feel really seamless into your stream is something that's really useful for people to like kind of feel excited about. Ooh, look, the bar is moving. Oh, hey, cool, look
Yeah.
at that. Um, the overlay filter, like overlay options, and I know the overlay options were just revamped too on Tiltify
Mhm.
not too long ago. It's a
Yeah.
really, really useful like system built within to the platform, that it's
Yep.
not something you have to have made separately. It's something you can actually do on it. And there's different options for adjusting it to make it work for your stream, whether you
Mhm.
want like a really big bar that's super noticeable, or you want something that's a little smaller that, fits into a more minimal overlay.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Having that built right into the platform is fantastic. That, and I also really like the panel that you can put down into the
Oh, the
into the
extension? The
the
Tiltify
extension, Tiltify extension,
golden.
primo, golden,
Mhm.
such a good option to have for anyone. Like having multiple ways for people to be able to notice and be able to interact and be able to donate through is perfect. Because yeah, you can have, you have like a bot in your channel, or you have a
Mhm.
link in your channel, you have the link in
Yeah.
your bio. But if you have that panel, people are always scrolling down in the panels. They're always looking around, looking
Mhm.
at things. So
Mhm.
having that panel like right there, and you put it up nice and high, right up to the top, make them see it. That
Yes.
that makes it like makes it really, really visible, and people are like, "Ooh, what's this?" They wanna click on it.
It's really fun, especially with the QR code. I'll add that in my panels as well. Like if they're scrolling on their computer, they could just scan it with their phone if they wanted do it that way, you know? It's
Mhm.
really fun, even having it on your stream as well as an overlay, the QR code. You can do that too. I know some people only
Mhm.
have that and they've been successful with their fundraising too. So I'm glad we have
Absolutely.
a lot of options with our platform directly, and we're always improving our overlays. So it's gonna be even better. And I'm
Mhm.
so excited for the future and all the new features that we are working on. So I'm glad
Yay.
you
New
like our
features, new
platform. We're
things.
so happy to have you. And
Thank you.
thank you for doing good and, using Tiltify. And we're so excited for all the other causes you will be supporting. We're so excited to
Yes.
see it, and we will be keeping up with you. But we also need our audience to keep up with you too. So if you could share your social links and all that fun stuff, we'll also have them down below so everyone can follow you. But where can we find you better?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/butter with a 3, but 3R is how I always say it. Or you can find me on Twitter at Homo Stereo. And those are really the two primary ones that I use. If you want to keep up with me, those two. And you can always join and find any other social links through my link tree that's also on my Twitter. So my Twitter is definitely one of the best ones because it has all of the other stuff right there. Super easy.
There we go. We like seamless and easy, right? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you again, Butter. And to everyone that is listening, make sure you keep up with Butter and their content. They're doing amazing stuff over there. And again, they're a full time creator. So, yeah, go tune into their Twitch streams. Have a good old time over there. And thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much for watching. We will see you later. Bye.
Bye.